Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Grandia 3. Since last time, I have been busy. In the last episode, we made our way back to town, fought the Desert Lord in a battle that wasn't him annihilating me right away. The one move that I think took me out when I showed off me getting annihilated by him last time, Quicksand. Just note when you're trying to fight him, if he ever targets himself, that's when he's using Quicksand. A lot of the time it'll come up as question marks. I believe that has something to do with level, since I could almost never figure out what he was doing for me, and I only had to fight him one more time. And lucky me, I got the Lilith Staff. As you can see by what it is, it's not particularly important that you get this. A lot of the rare drops, especially when it comes to weapons in this game, are really focused around kind of subverting what the typical character class is. A lot of the time, like if you can get a really rare drop for Yuki, it'll be all magic and no attack or no physical. Same, the opposite is the case with Alfina. So in this case, I picked it up. It's not particularly important. I wasn't going to go way out of my way. Like, I put a lot more effort into trying to get the Heaven's Blade than I did this, and I probably only would have fought him once or twice. And I got it on my very first attempt earlier today, right before I was getting things all organized for recording. So that was awesome. Sweet, got that. Now, the other thing I did is I went and sold pretty much any excess stuff that I had that I didn't feel like keeping, so I'm keeping the elemental weapons here. We will be getting a fixed damage non-elemental weapon going forward. If you want to pick up the Bastard Sword, Broadsword, whatever the sword is here in town, feel free, but I don't feel the need to do that. Let's see, I sold most of my excess accessories, and I did pick up 2 of the power rings and 2 of the magic rings. Both are available here in town at the shop. I sold most of the rest of the other accessories that I had. Do note, you may want to pick up some of the elemental rings. I think some of them are available in Mendi. Maybe all of them are available there. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm more concerned with status effects, so I make sure I have my 4 sleep amulets, 4 confuse amulets, and 4 of the mithril rings there, because I think that's more important. The healing ring, I showed us getting that before. It does sell for 22,000. This is the first time I've actually got a chance to look at it. I'm just keeping it around, just 1, so I can show that it sells for that much, and 2, I don't know, because I don't use it. Let's see, what else we got over here? Your equipment is pretty much all set up the same as before. You're back on the sleep cards there, and I have changed my skills and everything else. I also, in going back to the shop there, I sold things so that I don't usually have more than 7 of an item, and I also went and bought some items because I was running low on things like revival potions and stuff like that, so that I would have approximately 5 to 7 of most consumable items, just so I can pick up ones when they happen to drop in battle or from chests and stuff like that. You can pick up 9 if you really wanted to. I just don't find I use them. Now, I also took a trip back to Saboteur. I bought 7 of the volcano eggs, and then I ran to the beach and I ran back, fighting all of the enemies that we can encounter there, because 1, I wanted to raise our ability with our expert status on a lot of those types of things, and I got to level 9. It's a little earlier than I need to get level 9, but it makes life a little easier. And while I was doing so, all of the enemies I killed with pretty much all of my techs. So we got the final level for Flash, finally, so I don't have to work on that one anymore. So now I'm just working on Invincible Aura and Dragon Slash, so he really needs to build up a lot of SP before he can really, make use of that. Over here, we got a little bit work on Holy Circle and Energy Drive. Nice. Do note that, as you can see, she has one more spot down below for another skill. Don't go out of your way trying to figure out what that is. You will never learn that one. That one is plot related, so we'll get that one at a specific point in time. Over here, got some other things leveled up. Shadow Warrior leveled up, Inferno Spike and Red Lotus leveled up a little bit. For some reason, I can't get his first 5 to the max level. I'm not sure why, but it seems to happen most of the time when I play this game. So, And over here, we leveled up both of your abilities to max, seemed to work really well for me, and learned a new one, Dancing Cards. Dancing Cards, I will talk about what it does when we actually use it in battle, but I just figured I'd go over that we have that. I've also changed my magical setup slightly and kind of reverted things back. So once we get magic level of 8, we can equip all the spells that I really need right now. Boomer and Galactic Bang, very good together. Meteor Strike for single targeting damage that doesn't, use all of my MP. Diggin is very good. Diamond Dust, Healer, All Healer, Zap All. Alfina is set up exactly the same way, except for she has WoW now because she has an extra level. And over here we have Yuki. Yuki has Hellburner. Resurrect is an extra one. Let's actually go over to Ulf here. So Hellburner, Diggin, Healer, All Heal, Snooze, because I don't really have anything better, Howl Slash, and Zap All. You'll notice that I'm spending a lot of time giving them weaker spells. Mainly it's just so that they have some kind of spell they can use in battle and not run out of MP so fast. Because if I gave them things like, Diamond Dust and Zap All, they're going to run out of, well, he has Zap All, but they're going to run out of spells or MP really, really quickly. The reason why we have Zap All instead of Zap is I have one that's a fan type move, one that's a line type move, and one that's single targeting. You could go with a circle one, and when I get enough levels, I will get a circle one as well. But for now, that's all you have. Yuki has two extra levels in magic, so I gave him Resurrect in addition to that, as well as Runner. Not that I'll probably use Runner, but it's there just in case. As far as skills go, we have moved the books around a little bit. Yuki has, a Guardian book that gives us all of the boosts to everything. Lizard Hunter and Demon Hunter will be useful going forward. And what we got over here, you have kind of the same thing. You got a Scout book because now that I have the weapon I have for you, you're probably going to use some physical attacks. You're set up in an obvious way. Because you don't have as many body type moves, I gave the Guardian book over to Yuki and gave you Scout book. And over here, what book do you have? Or no, you have a Guardian book. Well, whatever. Somebody's got one book, somebody's got another book. And you're just focused on getting more life. Demon Hunter over Lizard Hunter if you have to make a choice. And Guru's Way just so that she can use some magic. Also note, the person with the most physical attack power I have is now Alfina. That is absolutely hilarious. Anyway, enough of going over things. Wow, that took a while. But I did a lot of stuff in between episodes, so I wanted to at least show how outfitted I am. Now that we've done that, where am I going? I am completely lost. We can actually move on. Now, the reason why I did the battling in Saboteur is typically people who have played this game will recommend that this is the point of level grinding. And I will demonstrate where we can do level grinding, because it's very shortly up ahead. But I'm not going to do it. I believe do you have the encounter I want? The new enemy? Yes, there we go. Okay, so we have some new enemies here. Mummy Demons. They can use Dark Blitz. The Undead Mage is really the difficult one. The lizards we could fight back there, they can still drop stone eggs, the sand lizards. The Undead Mages here can drop flare eggs, and the Mummy Demons can drop flare eggs and magic seeds if you want them. They are undead, so Demon Hunter works against all of them, demons and undead. Let's see here. You don't have enough, otherwise I would use... No, that's not going to hit, so let's stop you from using Boom. But yeah, you probably want to use Fire against these guys. I think they're weak to it. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, let's see here. Let's see how much damage we can do physically now. Dancing cards. Okay, so the way this works is you use dancing cards. And we'll show off Dark Blitz, I guess, first.
Oh, cards of light, hear my call.
She summons between 4 and 10 cards. Oh, they dropped something else. Again, I'm not talking about the elemental stones or whatever that can deal some damage when they can drop them. Only the things that actually matter, like mana eggs and stuff. Let's see. So yeah, when she casts the cards, cards will surround her. When she is attacked, sometimes they will counterattack for her. Now, let's get her around to her next turn here, because I would like to show off one of the other aspects of it. Alright, so Yuki is going to attack that one, and if you use a critical, once you have cards up, it will use up all of those cards in the critical attack. You may have saw a whole bunch of hits over there to the enemy. But yeah, so it'll use up some of the cards, or all of the cards, depending on there. There's not a lot of information out there about dancing cards for whatever reason, but it uses the cards in its attack, and it does additional damage when you use a critical. Not a combo, but a critical. Also note, look at the amount of experience you can get from these guys. This is the ultimate grinding spot on the first disc, because you go here, you can fight a couple of these guys. I'll fight these guys off screen here. Okay, I finished off those two, and there was actually one other group of them hidden behind here. They all give huge amounts of experience, so definitely worthwhile checking those guys out. And the reason why is because if you transition here, one, we start a cutscene, and two, you can go back and you can fight them over and over and over again. Need to place the chief's emblem in the small cavity, huh? Well, this place is kind of in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? But yeah, you can just enter into this area here, run back to the desert. I believe 2 of the 5 groups will respawn. Let's find out how many of these respawn. If you want to do level grinding here, by all means. It's not necessary, but there's one. And I think the other one is the first one we found out here. Or not. Okay, maybe it's only one of them that respawns. That's fine too, because you're only going one screen back and forth, and then you can just fight that group over and over and over again, if you so desire. 1,200 experience a pop. That's a lot of experience at this point, considering most fights give way less, like under half. But I don't really feel the need to level grind, because I've done the little bit of expert status grinding that I did, and that to me is more than enough. There is a save point here. Let's hit that real quick, and then we can continue on with the cutscene here. Do note, this is a turning back point, or a no turning back point for quite a while. So kind of be aware of that, and if you want to buy anything, do any mana egg fusion, or anything else, do that before completing the events here today.
What the?
A burst sphere! Thinking back, all of this started on that day. It was the same day that Emilius arrived. The next morning, they were gone, and Yot's statue had been damaged. And the seal on this gate had been broken. All because of my brother? You see, this verse sphere was the gate that our people had been forbidden to open.
Let's go. None of us knows just what we'll find when we get to the other side. But we have to find out. I mean, we will find out!
Yeah, so we learned a little bit more about what was going on here. But, like I said, this is the turning back point. If you are not prepared to head in here, I would turn back now. Also, make sure you have a backup save file, just in case. Yep. Let's go on in. Into the verse sphere. Back to the verse realm.
So you finally come. Melius.
You've been expecting me, have you? Dragon King?
Do you really think you can control Zorn's power?
Believe me, you'll find out soon enough!
Yes, this is a 2-disc game, and yes, I've been complaining throughout the entirety of Disc 1 about the lack of showing and more telling when it comes to this game and its animation and lack thereof in cutscenes. That instance, it actually works reasonably well, so I'll give them credit for that. Anyway, let us save and load up the next disc. Okay, we're back here. You may have noticed with the line there, it doesn't actually let you just swap the discs, so you have to, reset your game, swap the disc, and load up the save file that you made, which is one of the reasons why I made the save file there. See, that one notes that you're starting on disc 2. I don't know why they didn't let you just swap the disc, but, whatever. Well, there goes the way home. Did we have a plan? Yeah, they just throw us into a dungeon. Because, why not? At least they give us a nice sphere we can save at if we so desire that. And, as you can see, there are some nice items around here, as well as some enemies we can deal with. I actually should reset up now that we're here, now that I think about it. Give me a quick sec. Okay, we're back. So, long story short, we don't need any of the killer abilities for anything else because all of the enemies here are a different type. We could have unlocked a book that would have allowed, or extracted a skill from a book that would have given us a first hunter, and that would have been useful. But that's a book that Yuki is currently using, and I think he's going to do much better having it equipped than I am going to get from one person having the skill. So I've dropped everything else and just put body skills on, or pretty much anything else that I can fit. These are the skills that I have. I switched you to the, was it the Warriors book to increase body skills by 3. Here, been switched to Hunter book, I believe it is, to increase 2 to tech and 1 to body. And you're pretty much the same over here. Just swap things out, give you some more things there. As far as spell or equipment goes, finally time to get rid of the Gambler, put on the Burning Blade, because all of the enemies in the Verse Realm are weak to fire. It's going to be a very useful ability to have going forward. No one else has the ability to equip something, but everyone has spells, specifically Alfina and Donna, to hit multiple enemies and deal fire damage, as well as single target enemies and deal fire damage when we run into bosses. I also have single targeting ones for the guys, but they probably won't be using them all that much. Now, because we spent so much time talking before, I'm going to go a little longer today and get some progress done. Now, there are, I believe, 2 variants of these guys. Alphas, and that's all we have here. There's also a Gamma that drops a Wind Egg. These guys don't drop a whole lot of anything. Because these guys are weak to fire, we can deal lots of damage if we decide to, let's target you. We use a lot of Ulf's abilities. So we're going to want to do that. But yeah, look at that damage. Way more than we really need to do at this point. I'll just do that because why not? And Donna, dancing cards. There's an energy bolt. I'm not worried about most of their attacks. The enemies around here aren't really a whole lot to deal with. Energy drive.
Oh, cards of light. Hear my call.
Fuel up our SP a little bit there from using all of those abilities.
Oh,
This is basically the same strategy I went through Saboteur Coast while doing, is use lots of things and then use Elfina to refill everything. Yeah, you'll notice they have some similar attacks to ones we've seen before. Don't worry too much about their attacks, they're not all that dangerous. We can take them down relatively easily. Yeah, you can go ahead and try and attack me again. It's still not going to help you very much. There we go.
We won! Thank goodness!
You'll also notice that the battle music has changed now that we've arrived in the Verse Realm. And that's, and the fanfare, I think, is also different. Are these new ones? These are not new ones. They will die very quickly since Alf's going first. Alpha, Alpha, Alpha. Okay, so these ones are about to die. I've talked about this before, but here's another strategy. We know Alf's probably going to get his move off before Donna, so if we use this and it activates right away and we learn a new move, great. If not, chances are it won't consume the SP. Or in this case, it was just a little bit faster, but that's the basic idea. You use whoever's second on the docket to try and learn something. Like if Yuki was there, I would have tried to use Dragon Slash if I could have used it, so I could get a chance to learn it. But if it didn't work, it would have gone after, and I know Alf's going to be able to annihilate all these guys really quickly. So anyway,
break a sweat.
new enemy over here. What do you do? Now, these guys, do we have both sets of new guys or just one? There's the Gammas. So yeah, these guys can drop the Wind Egg. There we go. And I believe there's another enemy around here who might be able to. The guide doesn't say that it can, but I'm not particularly trusting of certain aspects of that. We can throw up Snooze here and see if that works. I don't know if it will. You don't need to do any of that, so we'll just attack.
Nighty-night.
Now, Snooze is something I basically haven't been using because no guide I've been able to find demonstrates how much, what the percentage of it actually working is. It's only indicated that the chance of it were how long the sleep effect will last if they don't have any resistance to it. So dancing, yay, dancing cards.
Oh, cards of light. Hear my call.
Dawn only has one more ability to get, so I would like to work on dancing cards while I can since it doesn't cost very much. Her last one does cost quite a bit more, so I would like to, I'll save some of your SP for now. But yeah, being able to put the enemies to sleep will be beneficial. It's something I haven't used up until now, but in battles where you do run into a lot of the enemies, it can be worthwhile. They can use Crackle, which I'm not particularly worried about. As you've pretty much seen all of their attacks now, they don't really do all that much. They're just kind of there and vaguely annoying. They are more powerful than a lot of the enemies we have been fighting, since a lot of the enemies we have been fighting really haven't been able to do much at all.
Of course we won.
There we go. And what do we got here? We have Managa fruit. I believe we already had some of these, did we not? Where are we at here? Yeah. So yeah, that was MP, which I basically haven't been using. There we go. I found a use for it. Alright, I just took out like 3 or 4 more groups of those guys just because Watching the same fight over and over again, not particularly interesting. Over here we get a Bagoo Nut. What the hell is with the naming scheme in this game? Where are you? Seriously? Am I blind? I must be blind, I can't see it. Can I really not see it? My brain's not working. Inventory! Are you in here? There it is. I found it. Okay, it does non-elemental damage. It's a circle. Yay, it's useless. Anyway, now let's head on up here. What do we got here? Ah, hide. Ooh, I like the book. Paladin book. This one, I believe, is not for you. But, yeah, unlocks abilities for everything, which is really nice. Yeah, that looks like a great choice for you. Now, as you can see, I am no longer using either of the scout books, so next time we get access to it, I believe it will be the time to finally unlock Berserker for a couple of people.
Of course!
Yay! I was fighting enemies off screen and max level. Yeah. 75 SP to everybody for only like 55 cost. Oh yeah. Oh, and these guys can use paralyzers that can inflict stun or paralysis on the target, which is why having 4 mithril rings for this area is a godsend. And please, please tell me that you picked them up ahead of time, unlike me during my test run.
Oh,
Okay, we can show that off too. Yay!
Cards of light.
Fancy cards.
Hear my call. Protect me.
Okay, we'll show off that too. I'm having a good battle here. I'm leaving this whole battle in. Oh my. That is one hell of a battle. Learned 3 abilities, 2 of them really good ones. Oh yeah, that's good.
All right.
Wow. Okay, after that very eventful battle, we are back, and let's run through the rest of this area, or at least this screen, and then I think we'll call her a day. Ooh, mana egg. A lake egg. Let's see how bad it is compared to the other eggs that I've already created. Best egg. Crappy egg. Good egg. Good egg. Good egg. It's okay. Yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to mana egg fusion, because we're able to do it when we are able to do it, and because of it's not simple, but at least it's simple enough that you can set things up the way you need to and get lots of really powerful eggs really early. Any other eggs that you find throughout the rest of the game, for the most part, don't mean squat. Lightning egg. Yeah, it's there, but we already have way better, so let's go to the glass forest.
What is this? It's made of glass.
These strange roots have sucked all the life from this land.
Huh?
I can't believe that this is the home of the Guardians.
Is that Zorn?
Look! There's someone there!
Alfina!
Well, we're back in this area once again, and even though Alfina ran off, she's still with us. And you still get to hear the cool creaking of the glass, which I praised so much before. But more importantly, there is a save sphere, so we can save up and call her a day. I think that's decent enough progress for now. But anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.